Welcome to Unit 6. In this unit, we are going to learn about stress. Trọng âm. Let's warm up with some activity. Now, do you hear A or B? I'll read the sentences. Let's see if you hear A or B. Number 1. Is it elementary? Is it elementary? Number 2. Is that Europe? Okay. Is that Europe? Number 3. What's in the desert? What's in the desert? So, what do you think? In each case, did you hear A or B? Here's the answer. Number 1. What you're hearing is A. Is it elementary? Is it elementary? No, it's advanced. If it's B, it should be, is it a lemon tree? Is it a lemon tree? No, it's an orange tree. Sự khác nhau ở đây giữa hai câu này là về trọng âm. Khi mình nhấn một trọng âm, mình sẽ giúp người nghe tưởng tượng ra được từ đó là từ nào. Vì vậy, việc nhấn trọng âm là rất quan trọng. Number 2. The answer is B. Is that Europe? Is that Europe? No, it's hers. With A, is that Europe? Is that Europe? No, it's China. For number 3, what you hear is A. What's in the desert? What's in the desert? Sand. And with B, it should be, what's in the desert? What's in the desert? Sugar. Did you get it right? Trong bài học ngày hôm nay, chúng ta sẽ cùng đi tìm hiểu đầu tiên cách đếm số lượng âm tiết trong một từ. Tiếp theo, cách tìm trọng âm của một từ có nhiều âm tiết. Chúng ta sẽ cùng đi tìm hiểu về trọng âm từ và trọng âm câu. Đối với trọng âm câu, chúng ta cần phân biệt giữa keywords and structure words. Và phần cuối cùng chúng ta sẽ cùng chia nhỏ những câu, những đoạn dài để làm sao có thể truyền đạt để người nghe có thể dễ hiểu nhất. The first part, let's talk about stress. We got word stress and sentence stress. To understand word stress, first you need to know syllable. Syllable is a part of a word that has one vowel sound. For example, we have the word apple. 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 So this is a word with 2 syllables. Or the word determine. Determine. This word has 3 syllables. Can you think of more words and think about how many syllables are there? When a word has 2 or more syllables, there is 1 stressed syllable. For example, in the word apple, A is the stressed syllable. The stressed syllable is often pronounced longer, louder, and higher in pitch. Apple, apple. And the word determine? Determine, determine. And the word determine? Determine, determine. The stress is on ter. The stress is often marked as the sign like that, or the small and the big letter O, or capitals. There are some rules that could help you to find the word stress faster. First, let's see how to find word stress in two-syllable words. Okay, the nouns in this sentence are artist, picture, women, children, forest, and mountain. The adjectives are famous, lovely, purple. So you can see the stress is on the first syllable of those words. Try to read it again. Remember to say the stress syllable in a louder, higher pitch. Now, most two-syllable verbs have stress on the second syllable. For example, this sentence: escape to Scotland, forget about work, just relax and enjoy the scenery. Can you find the verbs in this sentence? Pause the video and try to find them first. Okay, the verbs in this sentence are escape, forget, relax, enjoy. All of these words are stressed on the second syllable. Escape, forget, relax, enjoy. Try to read this sentence again. Remember to read the stressed syllable in a louder, higher pitch. There are, however, exceptions. In English, I can show you some rules that help you to be right maybe 80% of the time, but there are always exceptions in English. Here are some exceptions. The two-syllable verbs ending with er or en are stressed on the first syllable. For example, answer, enter, offer, listen, happen, open. The stress mostly stay in the same syllable when we make longer words from these two syllables. For example, we have happy. When we change it into happiness, it's a noun, but the stress is still on happy, happiness, unhappy. Or the word depart. We change it into departure. The stress is still the same. Depart, departure. Some words are both nouns and verbs. When they are nouns, you stress on the first syllable. When they are verbs, you stress on the second syllable. Well, there are exceptions for this as well. For example, answer, picture, promise, reply, travel, and visit. You just keep the same stress for both nouns and verbs. Here are some examples in the case that you change the stress. Record, record, desert, dessert. Let's do some practice. Choose the words with a different stress pattern from the others. Then listen to the audio and check and practice saying these words.
Answer, agree, allow, attract.
Two. Middle, minute, mission, mistake. Three.
Compare, correct, copy, collect.
Four. Garden, granny, guitar, grammar. Five.
Complete, common, careful, crazy.
Six. Pronounce, provide, promise, prefer. 7.
Shampoo, shoulder, shower, shopping.
8. 8. Reason, remove, receive, review. 8. Reason, remove. Example. I got my first record as a present when I was 11. 1.
You've progressed well this year, but I'd like to see even more progress.
2. We import too much petrol and the country's export figures are going down. 3.
It started as a student protest, but now the army has rebelled against the government.
4. In the desert, there is a big contrast between temperatures in the day and at night. 5.
These companies produce household objects such as fridges and washing machines.
'Now, let's try to find the word stress in compound words. Compound words are made from two smaller words merged together. For example, book, shop, bookshop. In most cases, the stress is on the first syllable of compound nouns. For example, bookshop, bus stop, footpath, airport, shoe shop, roadside, car park, bedroom. bathroom. Or traffic light, bus station, sunglasses, boarding car, window seat, check-in desk, or even longer words like travel agent, art gallery, supermarket, tape recorder, photocopy. If the first part of a compound noun is an adjective, there may be stress on second word. For example, we can have double room. If the compound word is not a noun, we often put stress on the second part too. First class, half price, handmade, or bad temper, old-fashioned, short-sighted, or overnight, second-hand. Okay, now drag the word into the box. Then listen to the audio and check. Practice saying these texts. Record yourself and then compare with the original audio.
B44.
There's a good shopping centre. You can find almost anything there. There are bookshops, shoe shops, a travel agents, a post office, a hairdressers, a supermarket, everything. And there are a few snack bars if you want a hamburger or something. Oh, and there's a sports centre too, with a swimming pool and a playground for the kids. But be careful with your handbag. I had my credit card stolen there once.
The next practice. In each sentence, one of the compound words has stress on the first part, and the other has stress on both parts. Choose the words that have stress on both parts. Then listen to the audio and check. Practice saying these sentences.
1.
I got this motorbike second-hand.
2. Using a typewriter is so old-fashioned. 3.
These earrings were handmade.
4. I'm short-sighted like my grandmother.
5.
All the sunglasses are half price.
6.
The waiting room is for first class only.
6.
The waiting room is for first class only.
Next, let's talk about stress in longer words. We can build longer words by adding parts at the beginning or at the end of those words. There are some rules that could help you to find the stress faster. Rule number 1. The stress will not change if the words have the following ending or beginning. For example, we have the word like music. The stress is on the first syllable, music. Music. When we add al to change it into musical, the stress stays the same. Musical. Music. Musical. Rule number 2. The stress will often be on the last syllable if the words have these endings. Double E, like in referee, or double ER, like in volunteer. ESE, as in Vietnamese. Rule number 3. The stress will often be on the syllable before these endings. For example, economic. So we have the IC ending. Economic. Identical. We have the tical ending. Identical. Abolish. Celebrity. Musician. Rule number 4. The stress will often be on the third syllable, counting from the last syllable, if the words have these endings. For example, graphy. We have geography. So if you count from the last syllable, phi, graph, o, we have geography. Or communicate. If you count from the last syllable, 8, Kate, ni, mu, we have stress on mu. Communicate. Try reading the other words. Let's do some practice. Choose the words with a different stress pattern from the others. Let's move on to the sentence stress. We are going to talk about stressed and unstressed words in a sentence to make your speech sound more interesting, with ups and downs. Then we are going to talk about how to divide thought groups to make your speech easier to understand. Sentence stress is like rhythm in music. It gives the English the rhythm or the beat to make English sound more interesting. And this is a little bit different from Vietnamese. The sentence stress also helps the sentences easier to understand. Try reading these sentences. Can you guess what these sentences or phrases really are? Let me read these phrases and sentences without any stress. Do we know you? Do we know you? Now, let's try adding the stress on it. Do we know you? Do we know you? Is it easier to understand now? Let's try with the other sentences. Pause the video and try saying those first. Okay, sentence number 2. You are part of it. No stress. You are part of it. With stress. You are part of it. You are part of it. Number 3. No stress. Your clay ice cream. Chocolate ice cream. With stress, chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream. Number 4. I've got a brand new key. I got a brand new key. With stress, I've got a brand new key. I've got a brand new key. Do the stress make these sentences easier to understand? Okay, but how to stress on the words? How do we know which words should we stress on? Well, most sentences have keywords and structure words. Keywords carry the meaning of the sentences. For example, sell, car, gone, France. With these 4 words, we can understand what the sentence is about. Maybe not fully, but we understand the core message here. The structure words make the sentence correct grammatically and link the keywords together. Sell my car, I've gone to France. So together, we use sell my car because I've gone to France. The keywords are sell, car, gone, France. You will stress on these keywords. When you stress, try to say it louder, longer, and in a higher pitch. For the structure words, try to speak through them very quickly. Will you sell my car because I've gone to France? You see, only those 4 words are clear. Will you sell my car because I've gone to France? Try saying it yourself. So as I said, the keywords are usually stressed, and structure words are usually read through very quickly. What are the keywords in a sentence? The keywords are usually main verbs, nouns, adjectives, or adverbs, and negative auxiliary as well. For example, like don't, aren't, can't. And structure words are words like pronouns, prepositions, articles, conjunctions, which mean the linking words, and auxiliary verbs. Let's see these examples. I can't call you yet, but I'm going to call you tomorrow. No stress? Now, let's try with stress. I can't call you yet, but I'm going to call you tomorrow. Do you feel the differences? Let's try again. I can't call you yet, but I'm going to call you tomorrow. Stress on the keywords. Read quickly through the structure words. Try reading this sentence yourself. Now, there are special cases when you want to emphasize something. You stress on that word. In these cases, we wouldn't think about the keywords and the structure words anymore. You just think about what you want to stress on the most. And different stressed words can lead to different meanings. Let's see this example. I didn't say he stole the money. 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 Or, I didn't say he stole the money. These sentences are stressed on different words, and that could lead to different meanings. So be careful of your stress.
Put the X here. Put the axe here. Can I borrow a pen? Can I borrow a pan? Look at the men. Look at the man. I'm sending the table.
I'm sanding the table. It's a lovely gem. It's a lovely jam. We had bread for lunch. We had Brad for lunch.
Finally, let's talk about thought groups. What are thought groups? Let's try reading these two sentences. Woman, without her, man is nothing. Second sentence. Woman without her man is nothing. These two sentences have totally different meanings. All are decided by the division of thought groups. A thought group is a group of approximately 2 to 5 words that form a unit of meaning. Dividing your sentences into thought groups means you are going to cut it into smaller pieces for the listener to understand easier. Between the thought groups, you should pause a little bit, just a little bit, maybe like half a second. For example, woman without her, man is nothing. Pause a little bit. Now, the question is how to divide thought groups. Well, the easiest way is one thought group will have one focus word, which is usually the last keyword in a thought group. For example, check to make sure that your seatbelt is secure. I'd like to introduce my friend, Nita. So, can you hear the little pause that I have between the pause? So, can you hear the little pause that I have between the thought groups? Let's do some practice. Choose the focus words and divide these sentences into thought groups. Then listen and check. Practice saying these sentences.
The first item on our agenda is to address parking.
If you take care of the accounts, I'll handle the meeting.
Microsoft CEO Bill Gates started a charity to fight poverty.
My new phone is acting up, so could you email me instead?
Now, this is a part of Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Again, listen to the clip as you read the text. Make a note where you think that Dr. King separates his thought groups.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice.
Okay, so in this lesson, we have talked about word stress and sentence stress. We stress a syllable or a word by saying it louder, longer, and higher in pitch. A word having 2 syllables or more has 1 stressed syllable. A compound word may have 1 or 2 stressed syllables. In a sentence, you stress the key words and quickly breathe through the structure words. Thought groups help you divide a long sentence into easier to understand pieces. Each thought group has 1 focus word. Okay, hope that you have learned a lot about the stress today. Do some practice and I'll see you in the next lesson.